Hey guys, welcome back to the Cult Classic Kids Show. And whether you like it or not, Gamergate 2.0 is here. Really, Gamergate 1 didn't go away. These people have just clawed themselves even deeper into the gaming industry. It's disingenuous, evil people, man. The amount of hate towards men, towards white people, that is just so openly discussed. Man, the stories, holy crap. But really, the reality is, this all started with Sweet Baby Inc., the employee of Sweet Baby Inc. being Chris Kindred, who started a harassment campaign against the creator of Sweet Baby Inc. Detected, the curator on Steam, this curator list on Steam. And since then, we've seen journalists come out and completely lie, totally omit that reality and claim that gamers are the ones that have started a harassment campaign. No, we're speaking out against this hatred towards us. These people blatantly hate us. And they show it openly. And when they get called out for it, when they show their authoritarian hatred, when people that disagree with them, they try to just cancel them, get rid of them, yeet them. Apparently, that's completely acceptable, just ignored. But I have to give a huge shout out to Valve. And honestly, Discord. And while, who knows, they can end up caving, Valve's name is on the Sweet Baby Inc. website. You can't ignore that reality. But Valve did not cave to these evil motherfuckers. They didn't. So I have to give a shout out to them. I mean, just look right here. One of these pricks says, we reached, this is from the game developer, gamedev.com. They said, why are Valve and Discord permitting harassment against Sweet Baby Inc., which isn't true at all. I mean, the reality is, they will not address the reality that their employees started a harassment campaign, and neither will these journalists. And so this prick right here says, we reached out to Valve and Discord multiple times to ask how a group using their platform to target a company was within the bounds of their terms of service. No answer back yet. And shout out to Twitter for constantly correcting these lying bastards. And really, the correction here, Sweet Baby Inc. Detected is a Steam curator that has two options, recommend or not recommend games based upon a listed criteria. The criteria for the group is simply, did Sweet Baby Inc. work on the games? The group has not engaged in targeted harassment, nor is it in violation of terms of service. And that is the reality, guys. So good on the person that wrote in this context. It's really good. And people think that this isn't a coordinated effort. The ignorance is so ridiculous, man. It doesn't end. And if you guys think that the rabbit hole doesn't run deep on this and that this isn't a coordinated effort from many groups across the industry to make gamers out to look like we're bad people, just take it from this freaking article from Bounding into Comics. The U.S. government-funded nonprofit Take This responds to Sweet Baby Inc. backlash by calling on the video game industry to clearly and unequivocally denounce Gamergate. They want the gaming industry to throw their consumers, the people that they try to sell their product to, completely under the bus. Shout out to Spencer here, man, for bringing this to light. But it said, so, who had a U.S. government-funded nonprofit enters the fray around Sweet Baby Inc. on their bingo cards? In response to the recent discourse surrounding the work of the aforementioned narrative consultation company, the mental health and video game-centric nonprofit organization Take This has called on both players and the industry at large to clearly and unequivocally denounce Gamergate. It's never going to happen. All right, all these companies can throw us under the bus, but at the end of the day, there's too many people whose eyes are open to this, and it can't be hidden anymore. You can't hide it anymore. This has all come to light People have taken their sides. It is what it is. There's nothing you could do that's going to change our minds. You could try. And they said a 501c3 nonprofit funded in 2014, Take This, describes itself as a mental health organization providing comprehensive resources, support, and consultation tailored for the unique needs of the game development community. It's always these companies and people that act like they care the most and demand authoritarian action. It's always these people that claim to care the most. And honestly, it seems as though they just cause the most problem. They cause the most despair, the most butting heads. These people don't seek peace. All they do is create division. They tear us apart. They hate us, and they want us to hate each other. And they say, far from a minor entity within the industry, a number of noted figures are counted among the company's governing board members and officers, including Bethesda's marketing VP, Pete Hines, Ubisoft's VP of Global Diversity and Inclusion, Rishi Saka, and PlayStation's head of Global Portfolio and Acquisitions, Christian Svensson. And in terms of its ties to the United States government, for a public disclaimer on their various white papers, their work is funded as part of an official Department of Homeland Security research project known as, quote, disrupting video games-based radicalization through collaborative cross-sector networks. One of these, huh? Where we're the, we're the bad guys. We're the, homegrown, people who perform acts of terror just because we want our entertainment to be apolitical and we want journalists to have some fucking integrity. And we do not want to be attacked with political bullshit all day, every day. We just want it. Really, we're bad because we want to be left the fuck alone. But let us continue. This joint project from the Center of Terrorism, Extremism, and Counterterrorism, Take This, an anti-defamation AI developer, logically seeks to develop a shared framework for understanding extremism in games. Reads the project's official proposal abstract as seen on its official funding application. This includes the development of a set best practices and centralized resources for monitoring and evaluation of extremist activities, as well as a series of training workshops for monitoring, detection, and prevention of extremist exploitation in game spaces for community managers, multiplayer designers, lore developers, mechanics designers, and trust and safety professionals. These people literally, they're the problem, man. And this is why, and look, man, I don't want to get overtly political, but this is why, generally speaking, the general person trusts in the government less than ever before. And it's sad that that is the case. It's sad that we're here. But all these, companies work together in a fascistic, in a very fascistic combination with the government, man. I don't really know what to say. It's actually kind of creepy. It's kind of creepy. They call us all these things, probably to spy on us. Obviously to spy on us. And people think that, oh man, this is no big deal. No big deal at all. So in addition, this project will provide a first-of-its-kind collaborative structure for public-private partners on preventing, mitigating games-based extremism, it adds. Taken together, this project will simultaneously improve counter-extremism collaboration in the video games industry while also providing substantial capacity building within and across developers. Running to defend Sweet Baby Inc. amidst the ongoing sunlight being shone on their operations, Take This published a blog post on March 11th asserting, if you're reading this, you've probably been hearing about what's now been called Gamergate 2. Yes. And they're acknowledging it. They're acknowledging it because it's here and they want to fight it. And there's government entities involved in this shit. But I digress. I said it's the latest targeted harassment campaign within the games industry, and it's aimed at Sweet Baby Inc., a Montreal-based narrative development studio, said the company. The campaign also has been impacting entities and games associated with Sweet Baby, journalists covering the issue, lying about the issue, and other associated in various ways with the targets. You also may be at a loss to know how to talk about this issue and what, if anything, you can do about it. And that's where we come in. And this is, bro, how can you sit here and not be like, this isn't a coordinated effort? There's no problem here. This isn't shady. This is crazy, bro. They said, in service of providing such guidance, the nonprofit declared Discord, Steam, and X have been the prominent platforms where the abuse and harassment have been taking place. Meanwhile, Sweet Baby Inc., their employees started the harassment. It's amazing, man. In these spaces, lists of game studios, companies, and associated organizations are being circulated for targeting by members of the mob. They historically informed their readers large-scale harassment campaigns like this fuel and are fueled by by political events. As political rhetoric heats up ahead of the U.S. presidential election later this year, this kind of online activity is going to ramp up, and it's important to understand that this phenomena is interrelated. And here's the thing: they want this to happen. It's sad that that's the case, but it's the truth. At the end of the day, us gamers, we don't care about the election. Like, that's a whole other separate thing. I'm sure there's some gamers that care about that political discourse, but like when we're talking about video games, we don't want any of this involved in it. They, however, want an excuse to get rid of people that they think happen to be on a certain side of things. And it's like, this does not equate. Like, all we want is for gaming to be apolitical. We don't want the presidential election involved in any way in our video games. We don't want any of that, but these people force it on us. And it's wild that they're trying to blame us for this. It never ends, man. It's so sad that we're here, but we're here. To this end, Take This proceeds to offer the industry advice as to things we can do to mitigate the harm of the harassment campaign. In terms of individual action, companies suggest it's extremely important to speak out and step up for folks who are being harmed. This kind of support can take on many different forms. This could be an email, a quick check-in. Oh my god, it never fails with these corny fucks, man. It never fails. The harassers are the victims. Check in on them. Show your support. Especially if they're not white and they're not men. Turning to address industry leaders, Take This warned, you may be inclined to be quiet or cautious, but that's actually not helpful. It's almost like they want the industry to crash. It's almost like they do. You could do this, but this is going to mean that a lot of people that potentially would buy your product are going to abandon you. Leaders of the industry. He said at this time, many studios were hesitant to address the hate and abuse from Gamergate in any meaningful way. They argued. The reasons varied, but usually this hesitation was born out of fear of losing profits or concerns that taking a stance would attract the attention of Gamergate mob. He said, however, the failure to take a stand and clearly communicate to the community with the community backfired. The company continued. In other words, failure to clearly and unequivocally denounce Gamergate and the harassment and abuse done in its name created a space for the hate and abuse to flourish, spread, and become normalized, drawing their warnings to a close. Take this, ultimately declared hate, harassment, and toxic behavior have no place in games. By taking direct, targeted actions in a timely manner, we can mitigate further harm to talented, dedicated folks in games and help prevent additional occurrences of these harmful events. They want us to fight. That's what they want. They do not want peace. They want war. So it gives them an excuse to get rid of us. I said, it should be noted that despite the current popular narrative framing the backlash of Sweet Baby Inc. as a large-scale harassment campaign, this cannot be more disingenuous read of the situation. At present, so-called harassment leveled against them amounts to nothing more than a Steam curator list made to track their publicly cited works, a Discord server related to the list's administration, and generally negative sentiment towards the operations brewed amongst players. Yeah, so they're just going over the actual events and how they occurred. They want us to fight. They want us to hate each other. They don't want peace. They just want a reason so that they can take action. And who knows, maybe bring in governments to do so. Because this is how our government, how these companies have been working for a long time to get us to just constantly butt heads and not see eye to eye on anything, so that they can go do their heinous actions, use our money to continue wars. And really, it's sad. It's sad the state of the world that we're in, and nobody actually genuinely wants to talk about it. That's why I don't like talking about it. I don't want to be in this situation. I don't want to be here saying this, but it's one of those things where they're bringing this to us and really demanding it for us to be silenced, and it's scary stuff, man. And you know what? I might take a little bit of a break from talking about all this because it is sad. It is scary. And genuinely, I'm kind of scared. I don't know what they have planned. But it's not good. It's not good. But guys, do your part in doing what's right. Be honest, be truthful, but don't be a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like, don't give these people ammo. Please do not give these people ammo against us. It makes our jobs harder. It makes us, getting what we want, which is to just be left alone at the end of the day, makes it harder. But I trust you guys and I love you guys. But anyways, we are so close. Hold on, let me actually check this. Let me check the official stats here. Wow, guys, we are 14 subs away from 5,000. So if you haven't, definitely hit the subscribe button. Really appreciate y'all. If you can, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, man. It really does help me out. We're gonna have the Too Real for Feels podcast tomorrow, Thursday, 8 p.m. EST. So come hang out with us live, man. It's always a good time. We talk about all sorts of gaming topics and other, general entertainment topics too. So kind of do a little bit of everything. Kind of don't like to just settle for one thing. Guys, got this. I don't know if you've seen this hat, but it's pretty dope. If you want to, definitely check out the merch. Description is, the link is in the description below to my merch site. And yeah, man, I'm digging this shit, man. I'm rocking this bitch. But yeah, guys, without being sent out, peace.